All right, on screen with me are UC San Diego head coach Brad Rostratter and the All Big West freshman team honoree Josh Schellinger. Thanks for joining me today, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
We're stoked to be here. We're stoked to hang out with you, Rob.
Well, Brad, I've got to go your way first because you are the trial by fire coach. Only after 1 year, your first season of the Big West last year. But what were your key takeaways from the 2023 season?
Yeah, 1 year anniversary was like a month ago, so we're getting comfortable here. We figured out where the nice Christmas sweaters are, or the holiday sweaters are, and the biggest takeaway is we got a great group of guys, and it was just a matter of figuring out and observing and seeing what areas we needed to really create change, more so within our team and within how we operate, and less so on the court, and really making sure that we're building team culture, team dynamic, and a program that is really set up to thrive over time, where a lot of that's going to start this year and really continue far, far into the future.
Well, it kind of started even last year. So this question is for you, Josh. But Tritons took down then number 12 CSUN and perennial Big West powerhouse UC Santa Barbara. But what were your thoughts on your team last season and the upcoming season?
We were a young team, graduated, 6 guys. And I thought that even with those 6 guys graduated, we showed a ton of potential. And when we were playing our high level volleyball, I thought we were playing freaking amazing. We just got to find the consistency, I think, in the lower level volleyball and kind of raising that level. And then I think after we raise that level, we'll be a competitor with a lot of the Big West teams, actually all of them.
Well, it looks like you've got a bunch of local talent based on what I can see on your roster so far. But what part are they going to be playing in this upcoming season, and how did they look in the fall? And we'll start with you, Brad.
Yeah, we have mostly California guys. We have 2 Chicago guys, Josh being one of them. He was wearing shorts and a T-shirt all before I made him throw on the holiday sweater. But the fall went well for us. We ended up competing against some really tough teams and getting to see our guys in a new year and in a new context. And there was a few guys that weren't able to compete that will be helping us this year as well. So it's been really fun just getting in the gym, training, and seeing how everything's going to come together and seeing how we're going to be able to really ultimately put together 25 points each and every time we go out to compete and go try to win a set.
Well, you do mention you do have a bunch of local guys and the 2 Chicago guys, but head coach of Loyola, John Hawks, put out a video because he has a bunch of California guys. Don't know if you saw it, but he says, Chicago for Californians, and he broke down the temperature scale. Do you need to do the same for your 2 Chicago guys for California?
Yeah, I think they pretty much figured out they wear board shorts 90% of the time and short sleeve shirts 90% of the time, and then throw the hoodie on when it's early in the morning, and by the time the sunshine comes out, they're good to go.
Well, I'm going to hit up Josh with this question, but being that you've kind of got on the radar of a bunch of teams now, being with that All Big West freshman honor, what does that mean for you and your game, and what have you done in the off season to improve?
I guess just kind of improving in my weak points, I think, is the main thing. I'm not going to necessarily go over them specifically, can't give it away, but just kind of getting a little bit more depth into my play, like more shots and just being more of an all-around player rather than being excelling in like 1 or 2 different areas, excelling in all the different areas. So kind of just like sprucing up that gameplay will be like the major key for me, I think.
Now, who are some of the other names that we could be seeing on the Tritons side of the floor come 2024?
Yeah, there will be some familiar faces and some familiar names for you, Rob, but Gabe Dyer will be our setter. He's returning as well. We also have Evan Boyle, our returning libero, Jim Garrison, a returning middle blocker for us. Garrison and Boyle both were also on the Big West all-freshman team as well. And then we brought in 2 transfers, Anthony Sherfon from BYU and Luke Chandler from Long Island University. So bringing in both of those guys to help us out on the right side to make up for losing Berkeley Miesfeld from this past season.
Yeah. Well, it's a good segue into your schedule, your 2024 schedule, which by no means is it an easy one. You're going right out of the gate and into the gates of hell fire, for right, so to speak, because you start off against George Mason at the UCSB Invitational, but then that next string of matches is where it starts to get pretty intense. You've got Grand Canyon, an NCAA participant, Ball State, Ohio State, Princeton, Grand Canyon again, UCLA, and I could technically keep going from there, but that's a bunch of weeks of really tough matches. What is your philosophy in getting those good matches right at the get-go?
Yeah, we got to see where we're at, and we got to compete right away. And that's been a big emphasis for us as a team, us as a program within our culture. So, yeah, we really wanted to play the best teams, and we wanted to play teams that have been where we want to get to, and that's teams that have competed in the NCAA tournament. So we're excited to get to play against all those teams, and obviously being in the Big West, we get to do that throughout the regular season as well. So we got to start getting ready for Big West play. We started when we started up on September 21st. And when we start competing, we also got to be ready.
And Josh, being that you see these big powerhouses in the other conferences coming at you, and what's that like for you being the underclassman, or still kind of new on the rookie side, but I mean, there's still a great experience for you?
I'm super excited. I always love a challenge, and I think that just like playing easy games would never be fun because they're never exciting. So I'm really excited to see how we match up against these teams and how we fight and like push back against them. And I think that a lot of teams might overlook us this year, and that's like something I want to prove them wrong in overlooking us. So I'm really excited to get into it immediately and kind of get our chance to prove ourselves.
And for you, Brad, I got to ask you, what was your favorite moment of the 2023 season, being that it was your first season?
Yeah, I mean, we got to keep it strictly UCSD volleyball, or else my wife would be really upset with me about my answer. For me, I really would say it was just kind of seeing the growth and development of kind of the team and how we played the game, and really kind of finished with the 10 sets we had to end the year off against Santa Barbara, where we got the best of them with our last regular season match. They got the best of us in the Big West Conference tournament. But those 10 sets of volleyball and 2 5-set matches there, it just showed how hard these guys were playing and how hard they were competing for each other. And, when you see that as a coach, you have nothing but pride and really just joy and passion for the guys competing, the guys playing, and seeing how proud they were to fight with one each other till the very, very end. Definitely was one of the highlights of the year for me.
Well, I kind of was hoping for another answer there, Brad, because you did take your guys paintballing, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. That was
right, so this question is for Josh. How bad is Brad at paintballing?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't really remember too many of Brad's plays, so I guess he wasn't memorable enough to really slap me up with some paintballs.
Thought we were on the same team.
Were we?
Yeah, we went undefeated.
No, I went like 0-6.
Oh, then I wasn't on your team.
Yeah, I got destroyed.
Well, how was that experience as a team building experience? I mean, when Brad had mentioned he's taking his team paintballing, like that's injuries waiting to happen. But let's hear it from the student athlete.
Yeah, no, it was an amazing time, honestly. Surprisingly, no one got injured, thankfully. That would have been tragic. But, I mean, I think we even got guys asking to go back and play some more paintball this year. So I think it was a huge success, and it was just a lot of fun. I've never gone paintballing before, but I always just enjoy getting a little time in with the boys, and I think it was amazing.
Excellent stuff. We're going to end with some easier questions here, but for both of you, one word to describe competing in the Big West and why. And let's start with Brad.
The best. Like, it's the best to go and compete against them. It's some of the best teams, and it's exactly where we want to be.
All right. How about you, Josh?
Oof. Wait, could you repeat the question really quick? Sorry.
One word to describe competing in the Big West and why.
It's 2 words. Well, now if you use 2 words.
We'll extend it out for you. 3 words.
I'm gonna say variety. I think there's just a lot of different play styles in the Big West. It's not just like one type of player that just dominates each team. I think it's like a lot of different play styles that kind of have developed in like a lot of different areas. And these guys coming from all different backgrounds are kind of coming into the Big West as some top athletes in the volleyball program. And I think that it's really exciting to kind of go up against like a different scouting report each game.
So for UC San Diego, Big West Conference play starts February 23rd against UCSB, and then you play Charleston, and you go head into it big time with a pair at UCI, finishing out the season with Hawaii. How do you think Big West Conference play is going to be this year? And let's start with you, Josh.
I'm just really excited to go compete. I think that last year we kind of had like a slow start because Brad kind of came in pretty late. It was just a tough situation to be in. I think this year we've kind of got a lot more structure, and the motivation and just like the goals that we've had are a lot more drawn out. And so I'm super excited to compete. Like I said before, I think that just like going up against these teams with a lot more experience in guys and just a lot more filled out team with all these transfers coming in as well. Just like really excited to compete again.
How about you, Brad?
I mean, it's no surprise, like the Big West play is going to be a gauntlet every single year, and that's what makes it the best conference and what makes it so fun for us to go and get to compete against all of them and get to prove ourselves against the best each and every night within conference play. And then got to sprinkle in some non-conference, especially when everyone's on their spring break and wants to come out to San Diego.
Final questions would be for Josh here. Looking at your bio, you have a dog named Libro or Libero. What kind of dog is he, and why Libro? Does he not get credit for all the good that he does, or is he small, feisty, and irritable like Liberos?
He's actually a golden doodle, and kind of a crazy situation, but we didn't actually name him. We got him, we adopted him at like 6 years old. And Libro actually means liberty in French, or like freedom, or not French, sorry, Italian. So like we just thought it was a crazy coincidence, and we couldn't pass up the opportunity to adopt a dog named Libero. Like that's kind of like, that's just a one-time opportunity right there.
All right. I was kind of hoping it'd be with the traits of a Libero, but nonetheless, still great to have a little golden doodle named Libero, the Italian. So again, this is Josh Schellinger of UC San Diego, along with head coach Brad Rostratter. Thanks for joining me today, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.